All right, hello everyone, it's silverkyle, and today we are going to be going over the Nintendo Direct and the state of play that took place today, September 14th, 2023, that I had just heard about last night. So I think that's when they officially announced the Direct, just all of a sudden, hey, we're going to be having it tomorrow. I don't know when the state of play was officially announced, but I had heard all about it at the same time. Either way, let's dive into this because I'm pretty excited for a lot of games that are coming out here. And I will say out of the two of them, I enjoyed the Nintendo Direct more because they showed more games. They had more time for one. They had 40 minutes, whereas State of Play was only 27. And Sony decided to show more time for their games, whereas Nintendo Direct was, let's show as many games as we can within a shorter amount of time for each game. And I'm okay with that. Unless it's a game that a really big game that I'm really unsure of, that's really different, I don't necessarily need to be sold with a big trailer. So generally, I like these smaller ones. So let's dive into this. Let's start with the Direct. And I'm only going to talk about the games that I'm really interested in as well, just so that then I can kind of focus on the ones that really caught my eye that I can talk about. So Super Mario RPG, obviously we all know about this. This is coming out November 17th. They showed a little bit more about the game, but I think anybody that was kind of wanting this before was already sold when it was first announced. So happy that Square and Nintendo are deciding to get back together and bring this back. And I'm hoping that the sales do well enough to warrant a sequel, because that would be so much fun. I do like what Ubisoft is doing with the Mario and Rabbids games, but it's not the same. Square is the king of Mario and RPGs together. And excuse me. This is not the only Mario RPG that we're going to see in this Direct, which is kind of fun. Next up, we had Saga Emerald Beyond. Comes out next year. It's a new Saga game. Parts of me I want this game, but I'm not sold on it as well. So I'm going to wait until we get some reviews, get some more actual, maybe if I would have seen more gameplay, but I think the actual review is what I'm going to be looking forward to see if I'm going to actually bite on this game or not. Tomb Raider Trilogy Remastered is also coming out February 14th, 2024. Interesting day to have that come out. And I've never played the old school Tomb Raider games. I've only played the newer Square games, and I loved that trilogy. That is excellent. My favorite would probably be the first one. I really enjoyed that one. I still haven't beaten the third one. I've beaten the first two. I've played about maybe 10 hours or maybe 14 hours, I think. If I remember correctly, 14 hours in the third one. But either way, got to get back to that. This looks kind of fun. I also like that you can play it with the old school polygons, or you can play it with the new remastered version. You can kind of switch back and forth, kind of like what the Halo Master Chief did, the Halo Master Chief collection, kind of the same thing. And there's other games that have done that too. Next up was War Tales, which is like this grid-based RPG where you control a bunch of mercenaries and you're going around this world taking quests. It kind of caught my eye. It's a digital-only game, which I generally don't like, but there was a lot here that was kind of making me go, I might try that out. So, and with Baldur's Gate 3 coming out that has a similar style, I guess, it was kind of a good time to kind of release this. And, with the hype of Baldur's Gate, everybody just going crazy about that game. I'm still waiting for, apparently, Japan is going to get a physical edition of that game, and I'm playing so much Apex and not enough single-player games right now, so I don't have time for Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm very much looking forward to it, especially with the amount of people that are just praising it to no end. So I cannot wait to dive into that, but I still got to beat Tears of the Kingdom and Final Fantasy 16. I'm a little bit behind. And Sea of Stars as well, but I'm waiting for my collector's edition of that as well. Then when they showed there's a new Contra game coming out. I think it might even be a remake of one of the old ones. I can't even remember, or some kind of homage to the Contra games. Either way, it looked pretty fun. Might get that. We'll see. Then they showed, to me, the biggest surprise of these two shows, and that would be Unicorn Overlord, a tactical RPG that looks absolutely fantastic, and it's by Atlas and Vanillaware coming together. Oh man, I was absolutely freaking out. It is coming out on PlayStation as well. I don't know if it's coming out on Xbox. I just saw that there was a PlayStation. One of my friends sent me a PlayStation 5 cover, and I was like, that's what I'm going to get it on. This is a game that I could probably play it on the Switch as well for the handheld, but I feel like I've got so many on the Switch already that I kind of want to start putting some of those on PlayStation 5. But, this just hit. It was so colorful, and it's 2D HD. I would say that it's like a little bit more than just regular 2D. Like the sprites look absolutely fantastic here. And I was just completely caught into it. Out of all the games that they've been releasing in this style, in this vein, Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler, this to me looks by far the best out of all of them. I cannot wait to dive into this, and I love that this genre is getting so much love right now. I absolutely love it. All right, next up, and that's coming out March 8th, 2024. That is a day one buy guarantee. The only two games so far that I've talked about that are day one buys are Super Mario RPG and Unicorn Overlord at the moment. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is coming out September 24, 2024. I will definitely get that. I don't know if I'll get a day one. It depends on what I'm playing at the time. But I'm glad that we have pretty much the entire Luigi's Mansion set on the Switch. I very much like that. And I like as well that they didn't announce it here or talk about it, but Pikmin 1, 2, 3, and 4 are also now all on the Switch. I really like that because a lot of these games, because they're spanning on so many different consoles, it's a lot easier to just be able to play it on the Switch. I really do like that. Then we had F-Zero 99, which is a battle royale game that comes out today. You have not like yourself and 98 other people trying to get in first place. It looks absolutely chaotic, a ton of fun, and if you like chaos. And there's different power-ups that kind of let you like jump to a different road that doesn't have anybody there. There's a lot of cool little things that they added in here to kind of make it more fun for 99. I'm going to definitely try that out. I'm hoping that this kind of lets Nintendo know that there's definitely an audience for F-Zero and we get a new one. I know that they're still pumping up Mario Kart courses, although we have the last one that was just announced. So I'm hoping on this direct that I'm hoping that this will be like, okay, Mario Kart is done now. And next year, 2024, we can start with F-Zero. I hope that they're working on something and we get it next year. Then we had Song of Nunu, which is a League of Legends game. I think that's what it was. I can't remember what it was, but it was just a 3D platformer that looked really good. And I was like, I had no idea that this was coming out. And League of Legends isn't something that I would necessarily care about. I've never played that. Some of my friends do, but it's not for me. So that aspect really doesn't interest me, but the actual game itself looks kind of fun and the character looks pretty cute too. So I might get this one. I'm going to wait for some reviews, but that's coming out on November 1st. I also assume this will just be digital only, which is kind of unfortunate, but I don't know. I haven't looked to see if there's a physical coming for that. Then they had, and I don't know how to pronounce this, Eiyuden Chronicles. Sorry if I'm butchering that. 100 Heroes. This is a game that they made a prequel for this game. And I think it was on Game Pass, and I think that this is coming out on Game Pass as well, but it is also coming out for the Nintendo Switch. And this looked, whatever that style of game was before, the prequel, the other Eiyuden, and once again, I'm probably mispronouncing that, Eiyuden Chronicles game that they had, wasn't this type of game. This one is like a turn-based RPG, and I'm down for this. This looks much more like my cup of tea, so I think I will be getting this, but I'll probably try it on Game Pass first. Then they showed off Mario Kart 6, which was just coming out the Wave 6 for the DLC. That if you have Switch Online, you can get it. That comes out this holiday. They showed one track from the Wii, and they showed a bunch of different characters. I think Diddy Kong was one of them, so I was pretty happy to see that. But I was kind of expecting to see more tracks. I don't know if we're going to get more tracks or it's just mainly the one track and characters. Either way, I still do like that they basically made Mario Kart 8 massive. The amount of tracks on there is insane. So very happy with that. Anytime that they would do stuff for Super Smash Brothers, I'd be like, let that game die. Mario Kart is the complete opposite for me. Just keep that going forever. I do want a new Mario Kart game. I want to see what's the next thing that we would get from there. But I would want a F-Zero first, and then the next year do a Wave Race. Like, I don't need Mario Kart right away. I can wait 3 years for that. Then we had finally Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door. They are releasing that on the Nintendo Switch. It looks fantastic. It's beautiful. Coming out 2024. That is going to be a big game. I also hope that this one does really well, better than all the sales of the last few Paper Mario games, and they see that, okay, maybe we should go back to this style. The original Paper Mario 64 and Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door is what people, I think, really want out of Paper Mario. So I'm hoping that works. Crazy though how many like games that we're getting for Mario and RPGs. Excited about that. Then we had the state of play. We've got a few games here that I want to talk about. Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord, which is coming out on PlayStation VR. It is also coming out. I think Steam is going to have that as well, or not Steam. Is it Steam? I don't know. You can get it on your regular. I don't even know what VR I have. Is it around here? No, I don't know where it is. I don't even know what VR headset that I have. But either way, I can play that, and I would probably be better on PlayStation, but how many other games do we have that are on VR that really like VR is really cool when you play it for a little bit, but there's no big games out there. This looks like fun, but after a few weeks, that's kind of going to be it. You could maybe bring it out you can bust it out every October for Halloween, but that's pretty much it. Other than the first few weeks when you try it out. That comes out October 26th. It does look like a lot of fun, and you're getting to play multiplayer and bust some ghosts. That's my kind of thing with the music going. I'd be very happy with this. Next up was Helldivers 2, coming out February 8th, 2024. This looked like a lot of fun. And I haven't, it's weird because Helldivers 1 is not in this style of a video game at all, but this one looks like a multiplayer squad-based game where you're really working together, and one guy was like using some kind of rocket and somebody had to actually reload the rocket. So that's kind of cool. I am intrigued by this, and I think I will pick it up. I do want to get the first Helldivers though, because that was something that would also interested me as well quite a bit, but completely different games at the same time. Then they showed some more for Spider-Man 2, October 20th. I'm already sold on that game. I'm down for that. I think you can seamlessly go between Peter Parker and Miles Morales. I will say so my Spider-Man will always be Peter Parker. That to me is the first, that's who I was introduced to. And Miles Morales has not been my favorite in a lot of times that I've read about him or seen him. But the video games, I think, are the best version of Miles Morales that I've seen so far. I haven't really read a lot of his comics at all, so I will have to get onto that. And I think that I will enjoy the comics and then maybe appreciate the character a little bit more. But Miles Morales in that video game, in the first one, and then the kind of DLC pack of the separate Miles Morales that they had, that was by far the best version of Miles Morales. And it looks like you can go back and forth between the two of them. I'll probably be sticking with Peter also because he's, spoilers, but there's like Venom involved in there, and I kind of want to see how crazy he's going. So that's Spider-Man. And then, did I just delete something? Or did I just, no, I didn't. Tales of Arise is getting DLC called Beyond the Dawn. That comes out November 9th. I generally don't get DLC, but I was really enjoying my time with Tales of Arise. I would have to beat it. And then I might get tempted to actually get this because I was really, really, really liking it. The Tales games are just absolutely excellent. If you're into action RPGs, it's arguably the best other than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I am so sold on this game. It's insane how excited I am for this game. Comes out next year, February 29th, 2024. Fun that, it's the one time that February has the 29th date. It's not that often. It's every 4 years or whatever. And I now need to replay Final Fantasy VII Remake because I had beaten it on the PlayStation 4 and I want to replay it again on PlayStation 5. And I haven't played Integrate, I believe it's called, like the next chapter afterwards. I definitely need to play that, but I want to go back and revisit Final Fantasy VII first before we do that. So I'm extremely sold. They have a collector's edition. I think it was $350 US. I am tempted. I don't know. It might even be sold out. I think it did go live earlier today and I was at work, so I couldn't get it. But that's crazy. So the games that I'm definitely going to be getting day one from the list that I've seen: Super Mario RPG, Unicorn Overlord, definitely, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then after that, it's going to be kind of seeing reviews, and as we get closer to those, maybe I'll dive into some of these. I know some of them I will get at some point in time. Like I know that Luigi's Mansion, definitely I'm going to get that. Will I get it day one? Not necessarily, because I don't think I'll play it day one. Maybe I will. You never know. And then other games, like F-Zero, I'll definitely try it out. Probably not today because it's already kind of late. and Ayuden Chronicles. I do want to dive into that. I want to try that out, so we'll see. But yeah, lots of good stuff here. I'm excited. To me, the biggest things that are new would be Unicorn Overlord. That to me is by far the biggest one. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is also nice, but it's a game that's already been out before. And then obviously Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We already knew about that, obviously, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So let me know in the comments below what you're looking forward to the most out of all of this, and who won in your thoughts, Nintendo Direct or the State of Play. Thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage.